United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres met President Droupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan during his visit for the AI Impact Summit 2026. The message that emerged from that meeting was clear. India is proving that development and responsibility can go hand in hand. Guterres arrived in New Delhi at a time when the world is struggling to understand artificial intelligence. He warned that AI innovation is moving at the speed of light. He said policy cannot be built on guesswork or hype. It must be built on science and trust. He called for stronger global cooperation and fact-based governance. In a world divided by rivalry and declining trust, that message carried weight. But it was his praise for India that stood out. On social media, the UN chief said, India is proving that it is possible to expand clean energy access while growing industry at the same time. That is not a small endorsement. It positions India as a model for balancing climate responsibility with economic ambition. At a time when many economies are forced to choose between growth and green goals, India is being seen as doing both.
Prime Minister Modi, thank you for your kind invitation and congratulations for India's leadership organizing the first AI summit in the Global South. Meeting in India has special meaning. It brings this conversation closer to the realities shaping much of the world. Because the future of AI cannot be decided by a handful of countries or left to the whims of a few billionaires. Last year, the UN General Assembly took two decisive steps. First, creating an independent international scientific panel on AI. And I'm happy to announce that the panel has now been appointed. These 40 leading experts from across regions and disciplines embody a clear message. AI must belong to everyone. We must replace hype and fear with shared evidence and close knowledge gaps. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this discussion on the role of science in international AI governance. We are battling into the unknown. AI innovation is moving at the speed of light, outpacing our collective ability to fully understand it, let alone govern it. AI does not stop at borders, and no nation can fully grasp its implications on its own. If we want AI to serve humanity, policy cannot be built on guesswork. It cannot be built on hype or disinformation. We need facts we can trust and share across countries and across sectors. Less noise, more knowledge. That is why the United Nations is building a practical architecture that puts science at the center of international cooperation on AI. And it starts with the Independent International Scientific Panel on Artificial Intelligence. This panel is designed to help close the AI knowledge gap and assess the real impacts of AI across economies and societies, so countries at every level of AI capacity can act with the same clarity. It is fully independent, it is globally diverse, and it is multidisciplinary because AI touches every area of every society. And I'm delighted that the General Assembly of the United Nations confirmed the 40 experts I proposed to member states. Now the real work begins on a fast track to deliver a first report ahead of the global dialogue on AI governance in July. The panel will provide a shared baseline of analysis, helping member states move from philosophical debates to technical coordination, and anchor choices in evidence, so policy is neither a blunt instrument that stifles progress, nor a bystander to harm.
President Murmu welcomed Guterres and thanked him for supporting the AI Impact Summit. She backed his proposal for a global scientific panel on artificial intelligence that serves all humanity. India's position was firm. Technology must empower people, not divide them. Governance must be inclusive, not selective. The meeting was not limited to AI and clean energy. It also touched on a deeper issue: reform of multilateral institutions. President Murmu made it clear that the United Nations Security Council cannot remain frozen in time. She said the existing structure is outdated and does not reflect current geopolitical realities. She stressed that the Global South must have a stronger voice in global decision-making. This is a long-standing demand from India, but hearing it at Rashtrapati Bhavan in the presence of the UN chief sends a signal. India wants reform, not symbolism; representation, not tokenism. Guterres acknowledged India's leadership in convening the summit and its long partnership with the United Nations. He also warned that international cooperation is under strain. Trust is falling, rivalries are rising. That is precisely why India's emphasis on multilateralism matters. From AI governance to climate transition to Security Council reform, the meeting showed one thing: India is not waiting on the sidelines. It is asserting its role. It is presenting solutions, and it is demanding that global systems evolve. In a rapidly changing world, India is making the case that progress must be fair, science-led, and inclusive. And as the UN chief himself said, India is proving that it is possible.